Hello again, everybody. We're going to go over a couple more things this week. Not a lot, not as much as last week. Some review, but some things we're going to have to know, especially for the games we're going to play this weekend. And if we're going to play in the tournament on Monday, we're going to need to know a couple things. One of these things that we're going to have to know is the zone offense. We haven't gone over it too much. It's been complicated at practice because we're not really playing against people that know how to play a zone defense. So it's kind of hard to simulate a good zone offense when they can't play the opposite on the other end, but we'll figure it out. Okay, basically you want to counter the defense. So if the defense is in a 2-guard front, we want a 1-guard front. If the defense is in, let's say, a 1-2-2 zone, then we want to go with a 2-guard front. We don't want to match up with that. We don't want 2 guards here against 2. We don't want 1 against 1. You want to go opposite. Okay? So most teams we play will play a simple 2-3. The key is right here. Outside the lane, we need to get the ball into the middle. That's the key. If we can get the ball there and somehow he can attack, it's going to force all these guys to converge. And then we've got the kickouts that should be wide open. So we need to get the ball in the middle. Now let's say we swing it to the side, to the wing. The baseline man must follow that ball and come to the short corner. The high post man will flash to here, giving us a triangle. After he passes it, I would like him to cut through and have the opposite wing slide up, just to get some movement going. The key is to keep that ball moving all over the court. Okay, we need ball movement. Zone offense is real simple. You have to look for gaps. Gaps in the zone. Gaps in the zone, like these gaps you can fly into and dive into. You need to look for gaps. Okay, the ball must move. It's not complicated. There's not a lot of complications here. Okay, I like the guy who cuts and passes it from here to cut through and then fill. I like this guy. If he gets it here, you want to throw it there. Maybe you throw it back. After that, you can exchange. You know, after you throw it there, you can obviously cut all the way through, and that would mean this man baseline would stay. I just need to make sure these spots are constantly filled. We need the wings filled, and we need a high post filled, and a baseline runner. If they go with the 1-2-2, then we're going to go with that 2-guard front, and we're going to have 2 players here that will slide into those deep corners if needed, if these guys extend out. And then I still want my high post guy. So instead of a 1-3-1, it's more of a 2-3 look. But I still want that ball moving quickly, getting it there if we can, where he can attack and then kick it out to there, kick it out to there, to hopefully guys that we feel are comfortable at shooting the ball. If you're not a good shooter and they're playing zone, I probably would take you out. Okay, but we need the ball to move. We need players to move. The ball has to be, you have to have these 3 guys here because it's an overloaded situation. You're basically going to have 3 guys going up against 2. So we need to continue to have that kind of movement. That's why we're doing this. So counter the defense, ball movement, hit the gaps. Do not hold the ball. Longer you hold the ball, the worse you are. Okay, let's review our out of bounds. We don't have a lot. It's not complicated. We're almost going to do everything on this box. Let's simplify what we're going to do. Okay. Either this guy's going to shoot it or this guy's going to shoot it most of the time. Okay, we have different calls we can make, but this is going to be our basic. This will be, we're just going to call this basic. Ball's here. Strong side low post sets that screen. This man sets him up and then comes back off looking for that shot right there. Opposite low post sets a back screen diagonal for the man that set the screen to then come off of that, looking for the layup. After you set it, you roll. This man is an outlet. If nothing's open, you throw it to him. Something will be open if the screens are right. Option 1, option 2 on the roll, option 3 on the roll. If the screens are set well, this guy's wide open every time. Now, if you come off that screen, after you pass the ball, you always go opposite. So you don't overload that side and get in the guy's way. So whichever way you throw it, you go opposite. It's real simple. Now, if we want to run something where we call box with a name, let's say we have our best shooter here. Then you could say, instead of basic, we could say box. That's obviously a box. We don't have to always say box. We can just call Steve, whatever the name is. Let's say this is a guy, Steve, that is a great shooter. If that's the case, then this guy knows he's not going to come off that. This guy's going to do the same thing. But instead of this guy coming off, he's going to go set the screen for Steve, who then will come off a double stagger. Double stagger. This man is still going to set that screen here for that guy to go hard. This guy rolls. Now this man is the outlet. So if I call a name, it means basically we're going double stagger. So you should know this. Double stagger. So these are our two basic out of bounds plays we're going to run every time. We're going to add some different ones as the weeks go by. I don't want to overload you with too many things. So this is basically what we're going to do for the first time. Okay. You might hear my idiot dogs out there. The other out of bounds play we have is stack. We're just going to stack it up. And then this guy will be a little bit deeper. Real simple. Whichever direction this guy goes, he can go any way he wants. If he goes there, second guy goes there, third guy goes to the basket. That's it. We're primarily just trying to get the ball in. If you throw the ball in there, you go opposite. Every single time. This guy's more of an outlet. Remember that you can throw the ball into the back court. That's legal. As long as you don't touch it up here, the first time you touch it is there, you're fine. So if you're that outlet guy and he throws it deep, you can go get that. That's not going to be a violation. So please remember that moving forward. Okay, something that I think we're going to have to know very well is the press break. If it's man-to-man, we're always going to set up the same way. I did this last week. Okay, primary ball handler should be opposite elbow. Set that screen for him to come off. Get the ball where you can catch it in a comfortable area where you can move in any direction you want. Don't catch it down here. After you set that screen, you roll. But we're going to most likely get the ball in here on a good screen. If you don't get it, you clear. Opposite wing flashes middle. The guy who inbounds becomes the throwback. Real simple. Key is to get the ball into the middle, just like zone offense. Fake a pass, make a pass, whatever you want to do. You need a throwback, and you need middle. Those are the things you need. Get the ball into the middle and go. If this guy flashes and he's not open and there's nothing there, then he can simply clear, and then this guy can loop into the middle. You only have 10 seconds, so you have to really move quickly. But I like to get the ball here, and then as that ball's being thrown to this guy cutting, and this guy's taking off, he can immediately throw it there, and then we are gone up the court. We're going to go over that in practice on Friday. Press break and zone offense. We have basically 45 minutes to go over this, so we don't have a lot of time to be goofing around. So basically, we went over zone offense. We went over out of bounds plays. And we went over a real generic press break. Remember what the rules are for these. Okay? If we go against the press and it's man-to-man, we're always going to set up like this. Always. Set that screen, come off, catch it here. If it's man-to-man, everybody can clear. If it's man-to-man, this guy can clear. The opposite guy clears. What we can do, clear, is bring this guy up to set a screen. Then he can dribble off that screen. If it's man-to-man, I'm not worried about it. Clear it out and use that. But we have to be ready and to anticipate the double teams. And when the double team comes, retreat, dribble, fake a pass, make a pass. Come back and meet the ball wherever you're coming from. And we're going to go over all this in practice. Hopefully this helps. Don't forget to do your homework assignments and be on time. We'll see everybody Friday.